5 years ago tonight, a Seattle man living in the Philippines was arrested when a woman accused him of rape. And Scott McMahon is still in a Filipino prison, even though he's never even had a trial.
Now U.S. legal experts and even the UN are trying to free him because they are convinced he's innocent. KIRO 7's Gary Horcher has been covering this case for 2 years. And Gary, his detention is record-setting.
Unfortunately, that is the case, Monique. Legal experts tell us this is the longest any American citizen has been held in a foreign country without being convicted. But now the United Nations is in fact asking the Filipino government why this is happening.
When I wake up in the morning, I have hope, and I want Scott to have hope.
She's been fighting for her son's freedom for 5 years now, but Scott McMahon's mother says it's easy to lose hope when she reads the letters he writes from a squalid, overcrowded Filipino prison.
He's doing terrible. He feels lost. He feels his country's abandoned him. He's missing his children grow up. He lives in conditions that, unless I would have seen it with my own eyes, I don't think I could have ever imagined it.
A legal team with the California Innocence Project say there's evidence proving the woman who accused McMahon of rape was not telling the truth. Now the United Nations is even getting involved because they believe McMahon's human rights are being violated. The UN sent a letter directly to the office of the Foreign Minister of the Philippines with pointed questions.
Scott McMahon is factually innocent.
Eric Voles with the David House Agency, who has been fighting for McMahon's release, says the UN letter questions the accusations and the lack of due process.
The United Nations clearly believes that Scott is wrongfully imprisoned and in violation of his international rights.
In 2011, Scott McMahon was a successful builder in the Philippines when he pressed charges against a neighbor after she threatened his kids. She, in turn, accused McMahon of raping her months earlier. His attorneys say they have proof she made the whole story up and demanded cash to drop the charges.
He's innocent and he needs to come home.
McMahon's sister says he's getting support from around the world, but his family is praying for his day in court, and they're hoping for justice.
It is extremely frustrating. You do spend a lot of time feeling hopeless, but you can't wallow in those feelings because you have to imagine how hopeless he feels where he's at. And he needs people on the outside to be strong for him because he can't do that for himself right now.
Legal experts we referred to say until the U.S. government begins to ask questions and really shake the tree in this case, Scott McMahon may stay in prison indefinitely. And to that end, we're reaching out to senators like Maria Cantwell's office, like the family has, and we'll let you know how they respond. So far, we haven't heard anything.
What's the thought? Will someone help this man get out of jail?
They're hoping the State Department gets involved, and they say as soon as they do that, the sooner the Philippine government will react.
Wow.
Here, thanks.
These kids are getting bigger and bigger in the meantime.